Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. One of the quintessential dress watches in the affordable space, or our little microcosm of watch collecting, is definitely the Orient Bambino. It is a gateway watch for many people. The Bambino was released, oh boy, it's gotta be 12, 15 years ago. Dates kind of jumble in my mind. With the original first gen, second gen, third gen, fourth gen, fifth gen. Did they do a sixth? I'm not sure. And they're up to seventh now. Today I'm here to show you the 7th generation limited edition model that just dropped. It's only a few people, I believe, that are carrying it, besides Orient and myself. It's a limited run of, well, it's fairly large, a few thousand pieces for each colorway. I'll get to that when I get to my notes. But what I will also do is just take a brief journey kind of through the Orient Bambino time frame or timeline. So you can see a whole bunch of the different models. They've gone from, in the 40s to down to the 30s to into the low 40s. They've been all over the place as far as size goes. I think it'll be interesting. I'm going to skip the wrist check because I'm actually wearing 2 Bambinos today. Yes, I have like 3 or 4 in my collection, kind of insane. But let's check it out. So consider this a little, a background or a little refresher course in the Bambino. I'm wearing 2 of them. And of course, we're going to start off with a little bit of a commercial. If you have one of these, if you have one of these original Bambinos, this is a version 1. I believe it's a 2nd gen, meaning it's got this is the old non-hand winding. Wow. So, but if you have any of the original Bambinos with a 21 millimeter lug, years and years ago, we did come out with a 21 millimeter mesh bracelet with a slightly curved end link for it. Pretty sweet. But anyway, so this was the version 1 Bambino. These were the first one. These are original ones that came out. This was like ER 0005W, and these were the ones that didn't hand wind and hack. Just like the Makos and Rays when they originally came out. But this was a 40.5 millimeter watch. And it was very popular. Actually, this also has a dome sapphire that I put on it that I don't sell anymore because there was a problem with hands hitting. But regardless, it's a very popular watch. People did kind of say, wait, I wish it was a little bit smaller. But really, the number one complaint that people had on it was, hey, 21 millimeter lugs just totally suck. And Orient heard you when you said, can you make it a little bit smaller? Because they made versions 1, 2, and 3, all the same size, and then they did version 4, and they upped the case to 42 millimeters. They were listening to you. But they did change the lugs to 22 millimeter. A lot of these models are still in production. I'm not even sure if they're calling them Bambinos anymore. Orient went through a phase of naming all their models, and then kind of stopped. But we still colloquially refer to them as the Bambino. But at least this guy got up to a 22 millimeter lug width, and this was version 4. And then he said, okay, you guys wanted a little bit smaller than your 40, no problem. And they came out with what was the 5S, which I don't have anymore. That was 36 millimeter, 35 and change actually. It was super duper tiny. And then they kind of got their bearing straight. And I'll show you that. I am actually wearing, this is a small seconds Bambino. This is another 40.5 millimeter version, gold plate. Again, kind of still in production. They did eventually come out with a slightly smaller, another small seconds. These are still for sale. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I want to just kind of show you that this brand or this lineup really encompasses so many things. I really feel they should have done no date here, but whatever. This was 38 and change, I believe 38.4, and that was a perfect size. So much so that when version 7 came out, which I believe I covered recently on the channel, they decided to make 2 LEs out of them, and that's what we are here for today. Finally, okay, so we're here to talk about version 7 limited edition. No, limited, they are, let's see, 6,500 pieces in the blue, 2,500 in this copper. So I guess the copper is a little more rare than the other one. But I happen to like the blue more. Is that why they made, is that why they made more of them? Who knows? But let's go over this version 4 Bambino so you can kind of see what it's all about. It is 38.4 millimeters in diameter, which is a spot-on perfect size, especially in today's Today's time, when people are going smaller and smaller, we're done with the big phase, going smaller and smaller. 38.4 on a dress watch, lacking a bezel, is a prime size. Simply because they wear larger than you would think because of the lack of much of a bezel at all. We are 12.5 thick to a domed mineral crystal. No, I do not have a sapphire for any Bambinos at this point, just so you know. A nice squat 44 millimeters on the lug tip to lug tip. That is, again, perfect wearable size. You do have an exhibition case back, and you can see that totally, non-decorated, nice rotor. Orient F6724 movement, hand winds, hacks. They publish the accuracy at around plus 25 to minus 15 seconds a day or something. Most people will get much better, but that's sort of, that's sort of what they publish. 20 millimeter lug width. I thought that was a great choice. So it is a normal strap, so you can put any 20 millimeter leather, rubber, nylon, whatever strap you want, or even a mesh bracelet, which we sell those as well. You may like a nice mesh bracelet on here to really class it up. The version 7 non-limited edition does come on a bracelet, and you can see that on the website, and it'll all be there. Water resistance is a mere 30 meters. We are just looking at a dress watch, so we don't expect much in the way of water resistance. 90 grams on the strap. Super duper light. Price, $330. So the blue is really sweet. Here, I'll wind it up a bit. Kind of like a baby blue. Really nice. Not sunburst. It is certainly matte, but it has life to it. The markers, no loom anywhere. It is a true dress watch through and through. The markers do have nice facets to them. They do reflect the light nicely. There we go. So it is hand winds, pull it out, set the time as you just saw me do, and then one click out will change the date. There it goes. And that's about it. You saw the case back. There it is. You can see it says limited edition right there. Does it have? I gotta look at my eyeballs. Let's see. I think it just has the number on it. Yeah, it doesn't even have the number. It just says limited edition here by my right thumb. You will notice, if you're keen on this stuff, a stamping for country of origin, made in Thailand. That might be something new to a lot of people. I'm going to show you the copper dial really quick. It is not sunbursty copper. It definitely has brown tones. I would say it's almost like a rosy chocolate, but copper is probably a good number, good name. Definitely not champagne. It comes on a nice brown strap. They are slightly different straps, or they're the same? It looks like they might just about be the same strap. Sometimes hard to tell. We can look at part numbers. UL, yep, same part number, same strap. Nice dial, has pop. Again, date, I probably could have dropped it. But yeah, as I was saying, while I'll try this one on. Years ago, I heard grumblings of a lot of companies moving production out to Thailand. Seiko was one of them. I'm not sure if they ever did it. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I'm not quite sure. However, what's the reasoning for it? Well, I think because China just became such a source for a lot of products, 6.5, 6 3/4 inch twist, there I am, that a lot of these companies needed to, China got too expensive, if you will. And a lot of these companies needed to find an alternate source to manufacture their goods, and a bunch of them hopped on over to Thailand as the next kind of undiscovered place to, I guess, make your goods cheap. I say that tongue-in-cheek, but you know it's a fact. But however, Orient does still make their movements in Japan, which is a leg up or a step up on a lot of other companies. But here, before we close it off, I'm showing you a lot. You got version 1, you got version 2 small seconds, new version 7 limiteds. You got another small seconds, but this was the 40.5 millimeter version, and you got the big boy, the largest Bambino they ever made, the 42 millimeter, which comes in a bunch of different colorways. A lot of the Bambinos are still available on the website. Come by, check them out. Maybe buy one if you want. Definitely a gateway drug into dress watches. Anyway, this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you a plethora Would you say I have a plethora? A plethora of Bambinos. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you know the movie that reference was from with the plethora, put it down below. I'd love to see someone else that's got useless knowledge besides me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.